The knowledge, when we talk about the knowledge of yoga, people are all around the world, they are having a misconception about the word yoga. They think that it is a physical posture or some yogic posture. Yoga is an art of expressing your true self. Because when we talk about the reality, what is reality? So when we talk about our consciousness, the gross level of consciousness, where it got evolved, how it got evolved, what is the reason behind your suffering? The true identity is your soul.
I am in Rishikesh, one of the most spiritual locations of India. Rishikesh is where yoga originated, and today is the yoga capital of the world. People from all parts come here to learn the deepest teachings of yoga, to experience the full depth of not just the physical aspects of yoga, but also the core teachings of yoga, which are the spiritual teachings. I've had the great pleasure of interviewing an incredible instructor here at Samadhi Kundalini Yoga Ashram. So without further ado,
So, namaste, and this is Kshatriya Yogi Shakti from Rishikesh, India. I am a yoga teacher. I have been teaching yoga in Rishikesh for more than 3 years. I am sharing my knowledge towards each and every schools in Rishikesh. And about the journey of yoga, I have started my journey in the path of true knowledge of wisdom when I was at the age of 11. My father insisted me, because he is also a yoga teacher, he insisted me to go in the practices of yoga. So first I got touch with the psychic practices of yoga, which you say that the meditation, the dhyana. So I have practiced a lot of different meditation techniques at the age of 11. So till the age of 14, my father also insisted me to go through the practice, the physical practices, which is called as the asana, which comes under the topic of yoga. So then I started realizing that the practices of yoga, the physical practices of yoga, is somehow connected with the psychic practices. Because I have experienced the psychic practices not to the fullest extent, because I have not experienced the physical practices properly, because these two aspects are interconnected. So then after I got so connected with the physical practices of asana, while doing the asana, I am able to feel the same experience which I have felt during the practice of meditation. So somehow it got connected in my journey, the practices of dhyana, the meditation and the yoga. Then after the age of 16, my father insisted me, okay, you are not fulfilled, nobody is fulfilled with their knowledge, because knowledge is a big ocean. But now it is the right time where you should share the knowledge, because if you are going to share the knowledge for the welfare of the society, which means it is also helping you to get deeper in the path. So that's how I started my journey towards teaching from the age of 16. Now I am 20 years old, still teaching now, sharing and experiencing the knowledge to the fullest extent I can, in an altruistic way, because the sharing, the experience of sharing, what I have felt is that if you are sharing something to the fullest extent without any dualism, which means you are doing the action without any expectation. So that's what I have felt while sharing knowledge. Every day I go to school, to yoga school, to teach, which means it isn't like that I'm just teaching, I'm just expressing my thing. No, I am also learning something every day. The knowledge, when we talk about the knowledge of yoga, people are all around the world, they are having a misconception about the word yoga. They think that it is a physical posture or some yogic posture. So they think that yoga is simply just the asana, because it's a misconception, because it's the yoga capital, the Rishikesh. If you want to experience the yoga to the fullest extent, you should go towards its root, where it got started. And people are having a lot of misconception. They have different ideology about yoga as simply the physical body posture. They are thinking that by doing different posture or by showing the flexibility of the body, they are fulfilled with their knowledge of the yoga. They think that they are a yoga teacher or they are a yoga practitioner. when we talk about the knowledge of yoga, it is far more beyond the physical realm. We think that by doing the yogic posture, it just simply showing some body feasibility or having good flexibility towards a joint, or it also helps for the physical benefit. But when we talk about the ancient sages, when they have formulated this knowledge of yoga to the normal human being, the purpose of doing asana is just to discipline your body. It is not at all talking about the health benefit. Health benefit is just the byproduct of the asana. And when we talk about one of the oldest texts in the path of yoga, which is called as the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, how it is formulated, it has 8 limbs. It starts from yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. Yama, social discipline; niyama, self-discipline; asana, body discipline; pranayama, breath discipline; pratyahara, the discipline of the senses; dharana, focus and concentration; dhyana, meditation; samadhi is the liberation. If you see these 8 limbs of yoga, the third aspect is the asana. So without understanding social discipline and self-discipline, people are directly jumping to the third limb, which is called as the asana. That's why people are not getting the fullest benefit of the asana. Because we are thinking that by just moving the joints, you have done the posture properly. No. If there is no proper implementation of the breath with the movement of the body, that is not the yogic posture. Because before the evolution of the yogic posture, it was called as the meditative posture. These ancient sages used this posture to experience the meditation. If you are doing the triangle pose, trikonasana, or normally just the lotus pose, these poses are called as the meditative postures. They have stayed in this posture for more than 1 hour, 2 hours, with the proper implementation of the breath. If there is a proper convergence of the breath with the movement of the body, which means what happens? The mind will be aligned towards the present moment, because the breath is the food for our mind. When the psychic ability changes, when the psychic function changes, when you get in some kind of emotion, what happens? Your breath changes, your breath fluctuates, which means the breath is the food for the mind. So if you want to discipline your senses, how you can discipline the senses? Through the reprogramming of the mind, because mind is the master of the body and the body is connected with your senses. So if you want to discipline the senses, you should connect the movement of the breath with the movement of the body. If you are able to align the breath with the movement of the body, the mind will be drawn towards the present moment. So that is the purpose of doing the asana, is to discipline the mind. Because we have lot of thoughts. At 1 minute we are having 100 to 200 thoughts, which we are not. Some of the thoughts we are aware, okay, I am thinking about that. Some of the thoughts which we are not aware, which is functioning, so which is also consuming your energy, the psychic energy, the soul energy. So the practice of asana just helps you to interpenetrate the body, mind and soul. Interpenetration means using the willpower to align the breath with the movement of the body. If you are using the willpower, what happens? There is the intellectuality which you are using to discipline the senses, then the mind will be drawn towards the present moment. So that is the purpose of doing the asana. And people are thinking about doing the asana for the health benefit or for the physique, showing off some beautiful postures in front of the society and thinking that, okay, I am a yoga teacher. No, you are just the asana practitioner. Yoga is far beyond the physical realm. Yoga, when we talk about the truest definition of yoga, which the ancient sages and yogis, they have realized, yoga is an art of expressing your true self. And when we talk about the asana, yogasana is an art of expressing the human body.
When you speak about the true self and yoga's impact on the direction, the guidance that it provides in finding true self, how were the practices teaching for this kind of understanding?
Because we understand our true identity is our body. Because it is not our fault, because we are born in the society where all the people are ignorant. Because of our education system, we are not aware about that thing. We think that this body is our true identity. But the knowledge of yoga helps you to understand who is your true identity, understand and experience your true identity. We are so much connected with this body through the senses of perception, through our programming, the conditioning of the mind. Because the senses of perception, we are realizing this body through our senses. Without the senses, we can't feel this is my body. So disciplining the senses, which means disciplining the body, disciplining the mind, which helps to understand your own true identity. Because when we talk about the reality, what is reality?
Yeah. In the sense of what you've been teaching, reality is independent of the physical senses. It doesn't depend on perceptions.
Yeah.
It is constant. Correct.
See, reality goes beyond the physical realm, which means that reality never dies. There is an expiry date. There is an expiry date for your body or all the matters which you are able to see in this existence, in the creation. The matter, there is an expiry date for matter, each and every matter. So the thing which dies, it's not the reality at all. Reality never dies. So when we talk about our consciousness, the gross level of consciousness, where it got evolved, how it got evolved. So these ancient yogis, they have realized that by doing the practices of asana, pranayama, the breath discipline, you are able to come out from all the thoughts, all the conditioning. So they have experienced that while performing the meditation after the asana and pranayama, there is no thought at all. They have realized that there is vast space. If there is thought, which means there is less space. If the mind is totally free from all thoughts, which means there is no mind at all. That is called the zero state of mind. So if there is no thought, so who is your true identity? So these ancient yogis and sages, they have experienced this art of expressing your true self through practicing the asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. They have experienced the true identity who residing inside us. The true identity is your soul, because the evolution of mind, the gross level of consciousness is evolved from the soul consciousness. The mind is the psychic projection of your soul. Because when we were in the form of infant, there was no realization of the senses. At the age of 6 months or 5 months, the baby, he or she is not able to see properly or hear properly, because there is no proper experience of senses at all. If there is no proper experience of senses at all, which means the soul, the consciousness is not properly connected with the body. The consciousness is not properly connected with the body, which means there is no mind at all and there is no thought. So there is only the soul, the pure consciousness, which you have felt before in the early ages of your journey. Yeah.
This sounds like what you described as far as finding the self, the soul, and understanding the soul is to clear the mind of the clutter, the noise that has been programmed into us by society, by parents, things of these things. So some may be helpful in our life, some may be detrimental, but it's looking beyond both the positive and the negative of these outside influences, looking beyond that, quieting the mind to listen more clearly of what's inside. Is that how you would describe it?
Yeah, you say that we are, because it's all about our conditioning, whatever we are suffering, okay, whether there is good, whether there is bad, it's all about experience. So when we talk about the knowledge of yoga, it helps to experience your true identity, which means to say that to slow down or to coming down with your sufferings. Because you are experiencing the sufferings, but you are not able to make the balance. What is the reason behind your suffering? Yeah. So the reason starts from inside you. It is not like blaming others. Okay, they have made mistake, no problem. But all the problem starts from inside you. Because the perception of the senses or your own gross level of perception became a thought, or thought becomes the action. So the knowledge of yoga teaches you to make the balance in between the materialistic world and with the inner world. It is not at all saying that, okay, you are a yoga practitioner, you should follow the Patanjali Yoga Sutra and you should be isolated. No. Yoga, the knowledge of yoga is formulated for the normal human being who wants to attain the contentment and happiness in their life journey. Because the life journey would be, it is not meaningful if there is no suffering at all. Because if there is no suffering, it is not life at all. If you know that it is going to happen in your life, the life is fixed. There is no joy in your life. Because suffering and good memories is all making your life worthy. But it's depend on you how you are making the balance.
I think you have said before that the external world is a reflection of the internal world.
You see, the internal world is the reflection of the external world, because you are made up of this universe. You came out from this universe, this universal energy. We are made up of 5 elements. This whole creation is made up of 5 elements. So from the 5 elements, this matter, we are able to see each and every one because of the matter. So from the 5 elements, how the 5 element evolved? It evolved from the energy particles, because energy particles is everywhere. If there is space, there is energy particles. We are not able to see, but we can experience. Because without the energy, the matter cannot exist. Or without the space, the matter can't exist. So energy particles lies in the space. So our inner world or the soul is the reflection of this supreme energy. Whatever is outside, it is also inside you. Say for example, how I told you it's a reflection. For example, if suppose there is a mirror I am holding in my hand, okay, and you are in front of the mirror, you are seeing your own reflection. Okay, the Source Supreme is there, okay, which means the body is there and your reflection is here, the image is here. Okay, so same is that the Source Supreme or the universal energy which functions or which manipulates or which destroys everything, the matter or everything. So it is the soul which resides inside you is the reflection of this bigger consciousness. Because the bigger consciousness is all about energy particles, and those energy particles resides inside us. So it's the function of this big energy. It's the play of this big energy, the supreme energy, which transforms its energy to function in the Maya, in the illusion. It's the play of this supreme energy to function its own energy in the karmic cycle.
Each one of us is a reflection of something very big.
Yeah, because the source is the same. And we are thinking that we are differ from our body. Okay, you are from other world, from different part of the country, and I am from India. It is not like that we are separating each other. Yoga is a path where you are able to understand your existence, your true identity in each and every living being.
Got you.
Because the thing which is inside you, it is also present everywhere. It is also inside you also.
Right.
Because my true identity, the soul, it is also inside you. We are different from our body. But understanding the true knowledge of wisdom, I should say that I am you. Okay?
Yeah.
That's why people are struggling, having a misconception that, okay, yoga is a physical posture. And they are not happy. They are just doing it for 1 hour, 2 hours of yoga. And after that, they are again in the clutches of the sensory pleasures, short time sensory pleasures. And they are not able to come out from the suffering, which means there is some lagging of knowledge. If you have chosen the path, so there should be a procedure. The Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. It is not controlling yourself to stick towards one path, no. These 8 limbs are not the perception of any individual or the sage Patanjali. These are the rules and regulation of this universe. If you want to create a connection between you and the universe, because you are the reflection of this universe, so you should cope up with it. If you are not coping with the universe, the supreme energy, then you will always suffer with the bodily pain, with the mental pain.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I have to be clear totally that yoga is not a sect. Yoga is beyond the reach of sect, religion, community. Because how long this world is going to be survived, there will be yoga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yoga is not connected with any other religion. People are thinking that yoga is Hinduism. No. Yoga is true knowledge of wisdom which the ancient sages, they have realized to come out from all the prejudices of the society which we have made for our self-benefits.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now, if there is one thing on your mind that you would like people in the world to maybe do more or understand a little bit more, what would be that one thing that you can share?
Say, if you want to be in the path of spirituality or in yoga, see, don't make yourself to be serious on that path. If you are making your mind that, okay, I want to stick on the path, I want to be totally focused, which means it is somehow creating stress inside you. Because yoga is a journey, or the spirituality is a journey to come out from the stress. Don't be serious. If you are thinking that, okay, I want to be enlightened, I want to be liberated, I want to see the light inside me, what are you going to do with the light?
Yeah.
Lighting the cigars?
Hopefully not.
You see, that's why these ancient sages, they always say that be a joke unto yourself.
Okay.
Yoga is a path where you have to be happy, where you have to be contentment, where you should experience the contentment. If you are serious, which means that you will not attain the contentment. You will say, okay, I want to be much more, getting progress in the path of asana or in pranayama. I want to be much more better every day. No, you have done the practice for today, for 2 hours, no problem. If there is no progress, just stick towards the path, you will get the destiny. So don't be serious. So that's why be a joke unto yourself.
Yes, don't take life too serious, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, but you can think about, for the betterment of yourself. You see, thinking about the future, it's not a bad thing. But what is the meaning of life is to be in this present moment. Thinking always about the past memories, also creating a stress. You can take the good experience from the past, which you are not going to repeat it again in this present moment. If you have experienced this present moment to the fullest extent, then there will be a surety of this next moment. If you are not experienced this present moment to the fullest extent, there is no surety for the next moment. You have not access to the next moment. So that's how you can create your future, by living in the present. Life is all about being in the present moment. So that's yoga teaches you by practicing yoga. asana, pranayama, which brings the mind towards the present moment. Yeah. Yoga is simply just all about understanding or experiencing your life peacefully and happy.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Namaste.
Namaste.